You are listening to Zimbabwe News. Keep listening to Zimbabwe News.
Going for only $10. The headlines read, report cops with ill-gotten wealth. Really? So police are appealing to people with information on officers living larger than their professional earnings to come forward and assist in ongoing lifestyle audits, meaning to flash out and prosecute corrupt officers. So the audits were launched in 2017 following allegations that most police officers were driving around in expensive vehicles while some owned a fleet of commuter omnibuses and pirate taxis, a lifestyle which may be questionable considering their earnings. Guys, is that even legal? Like, where I get my money from, you should have a problem with it. Jeez. Okay, so step forward if you know any police people doing the things. Anyway, President reaffirms peaceful resolution of challenges. So President Mnangagwa has reaffirmed his commitment to peaceful resolution of the country's challenges, saying Zimbabweans need to collectively create conditions that promote stability. So the president urged Zimbabweans to refrain from acts of sabotage, as the prevailing hardships cannot be solved by engaging in violence. And then education goes compulsory. Non-compliant parents face jail. So it's now compulsory for all children to attend school from early childhood development ECD level before grade 1 all the way to Form 4. And parents who deprive their children of those 12 years of education can be fined or jailed for up to 2 years. So the Education Amendment Act, gazetted on Friday, states in 2 clauses that every child should be entitled to compulsory basic state-funded education, and that any parent who deprives their child of the right to basic state-funded education shall be guilty of the offense. And then moving on to page 2, surge in transformer thefts alarming, and reports of coronavirus case at Mashingo Hospital dismissed, and bloody clashes rock MDC Alliance polls, and Turkish organization drills boreholes. And moving on to the business side of the Herald this morning, talks about government to tighten fuel regularity framework, and inflation murders a MASH Holdings valuation. And that's it from the Herald this morning. Make sure you get your copy for only $10. Moving on to the Daily News. Chrissy's voice behind the Daily News. It is. You mean whose voice? Oh, I said, whose voice is that? It's Keith's.
Keith didn't say
I mashed it up. I sincerely did. Okay, I'll show you how I did it. For real. Uh-huh.
No, I'm not going to sing. It's your
You know what? I'm not even sad that you're not even gonna
You are listening to
It's fine
Zimbabwe
for me, like,
So
I'm
in
really
the Daily News,
Keep listening to Zimbabwe News.
so in the Daily, I'm in hell with this woman. So in the Daily News, telling it like it is, without fear, without favor, for $25. But I feel like, honestly, I'm saying this as a consumer. Daily News will put me up for $25. This thing is thin. I don't even think it has 25 pages. Like, no, it's so thin. It's never this thin.
maybe
really
it's $25, like $1 per story.
So on the front cover, we've got trouble brewing for party bigwigs. So the government says the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission and the National Prosecuting Authority are not doing enough to bring to book high-profile people accused of corruption. We've been this. Speaking to the Daily News yesterday, Information Ministry Permanent Secretary Nick Mangwana said the current efforts against the high levels of corruption in the country, while commendable in parts, were also frustrating. Prior to speaking to the Daily News, Mangwana had also expressed the concern on social media that ZAC appeared more visible in newspapers than it was on the ground. We be new. And then we also have South Africa confirms 3rd coronavirus case, time to close them borders. People, please don't. Whoever tweeted and said bring all the people to Zimbabwe, no, keep them there. We don't want them. We can't play soccer in our stadiums, but we don't want you, Corona. Putting it out there. So a 3rd case of coronavirus has been confirmed in South Africa by the Minister of Health, Zweli Mkhize. In a statement released yesterday, Mkhize, I beg your pardon, yeah. Mkhize confirmed that the wife of the country's first coronavirus case has tested positive for COVID-19.
Okay.
Hectic. The second patient, a 39-year-old Gauteng woman who had also traveled with the Hilton man and his wife to Italy, was confirmed to one of, hold on, more on page 10. At least we have at least 10 pages. See, I'm serious. This paper is 20 pages. The paper is 20 pages, but it's $25. Please. Anyway, who was admitted to one of Gauteng's public hospitals designated to receive COVID-19 positive patients. The department expects the results of the other group members who also traveled to Italy within the next 48 hours. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then on page 10, we also have suicide cases of Zimbabwean men spike. So the country's worsening economic rot is taking its toll among the country's men, who in the last 5 years have committed more recorded suicides than women, statistics released by the Zimbabwe Republic Police reveal. National Police spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati, told the Daily News that more than 2,000 men killed themselves between the years of 2015 and 2019 alone.
That's scary.
Yeah. I can't imagine being like an official that makes decisions and I'm seeing that the impact of my decisions is killing people. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Some people don't care.
True. And then Zim inflation target feasible, says the IMF. So the International Monetary Fund says Zimbabwe's target to reduce annual inflation to 15% by the end of the year from 500% in December 2019 is achievable. IMF's representative Patrick Imam, however, said the central bank should exercise financial discipline to achieve this feat. We being you, but they don't want. You understand? And then in the arts, we have you. This woman, this picture is looking beautiful.
Who they?
Sure. Plaxidus Wenika.
Oh.
Plaxidus. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. So talented vocalist, I'm going to say Plaxidus Wenika, has dropped a new song which pleads with God for divine intervention concerning life's ups and downs. Throughout the new song titled Pindurai, the songbird asks the Almighty to answer her prayers as she seems restless. Wenika told the Daily News, saying, and quote, the song is about wanting to see progress in one's life as people hustle. In a way, it speaks to situations needing immediate change. It's a gorgeous picture. I feel like spend your $25 to see that picture alone. And then in the sports, on page 18, we've got Klopp regrets linesman celebration. So Jurgen Klopp took aim at VAR and admitted he regretted celebrating towards the linesman after a controversial opener in Liverpool's 2-1 win over Bournemouth. Liverpool fell behind the Colin Wilson's 9th-minute opener at Anfield, but were incensed the goal was allowed to stand even after a VAR review for what appeared a blatant push on Joe Gomez in the build-up. But you guys can get more in this 20-page, $25 Daily News.
Okay, so for the $5, more than 5 pages, H Metro, real life, real drama. So the headline talks about 5 corona cases, negative Zim, 2 out for COVID-19, but winter around the corner. So let me go to that story. Yeah, so someone. Also, the Ministry of Health and Childcare has dispelled rumors that a Mutare woman who died recently had tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement yesterday, the permanent secretary in the ministry, Dr. Agnes Mahomva, said the woman's tests were negative and no case of COVID-19 has been confirmed in the country, y'all. So obviously she's talking about preparedness and how people should wash their hands. We all know what's in
So you're telling me
Yeah. That's what's really surprised me, because I thought Italy was like a warmer region of the world.
Not necessarily.
Okay. And then First Lady hailed, and then there's a picture of her like she's holding her hands like in a prayer thing. Like, so Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa deserves to represent Africa and her humility, and Prayerful Life has proved it through a visit to several churches, a Zambian church leader has said. The Zambian Prophetic Healing Deliverance Ministries group leader Hizina Zombe said this after Amai Mnangagwa's speech at the Night of Restoration at PhD Ministries base in Waterfalls on Friday. She was looking nice too, well dressed. And Father Ribeiro released prison time. So Zimbabwe turns 40. Oh my God, Zimbabwe is 40 years old. Look at where we are. So Zimbabwe turns 40 on April the 18th. A lot of captivating events took place in prisons, which culminated to independence, and there's more to it than meets the eye. So H Metro took the time to talk to Zimbabwe's longest-serving Roman Catholic priest, that is Father Emmanuel Ribeiro, who was a chaplain general of prisons, army and police, whatever. Yes. And then my last story of interest. Okay, so T-Gon's ropes in Mozambican rapper. So award-winning hip-hop sensation T-Gon says he is looking forward to breaking international barriers musically after recording in collaboration with South African-based Mozambican rapper Lay Lizzy. Oh, so the song recorded by Kudakwashe Gonye of No Limits Production will see Tigons having his first duet with one of Africa's popular hip hop artists. So Tigon said he decided to collaborate with Lay Leezy because he's a great artist and to broaden his fan base. Wishing him all the best. So that's it from the H Metro. Make sure you get your copy for only £5. Real life, a real drama, y'all.
Well, and it's time for the news day, everyday news for
Everyday people.
which is going for $25. And I can't believe that today is March 9th, 2020.
And I'm
so
broke.
on the front page, we have declares Zanu-PF a terrorist organization, and that story is on page 2. And then marketer turns to novel writing, that's on page 14. And MDC sellers haunt Chamisa. MDC leader Nelson Chamisa is reportedly under pressure from his loyalists to ditch some top party executives accused of hobnobbing with ruling Zanu-PF officials and state security agents to destabilize the country's main opposition party. The sellouts, according to party insiders, were working with ruling Zanu-PF party and military intelligence operatives in monitoring top opposition leaders' movements in the wake of flash protests across the country. And government hiding info on coronavirus. Zimbabwe's human rights lawyers and doctors have threatened to take legal action to force government to expeditiously dismantle information relating to suspected cases of coronavirus in the country amid speculative reports that a 47-year-old Chinese...
You are listening to Zimbabwe News. Keep listening to Zimbabwe News. Keep listening